Greetings viewers, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since we've done a full-length repair video, and I know it's been a while since we've been on this 2013 Impreza here. In a previous video, we diagnosed a failed solenoid in the valve body in the CVT on this car, and we finally have the parts available to go ahead and replace it and get it back on the road and back to the customer. So in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and replace the valve body in this CVT. And in the next video, we're gonna do a drain and refill on the transmission fluid and do the CVT learning procedure. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into this valve body replacement. So guys, before we get too far into this repair video, a humongous thanks is in order to SubaruPartsDeals.com. Subaru Parts Deals was gracious enough to send out a brand new Subaru genuine valve body assembly, the O-rings, and an upper pan gasket, along with a full case of genuine Subaru CVT fluid for this repair. Brian and his family are immensely appreciative, as am I, to SubaruPartsDeals.com for graciously donating these parts for this job. Check out SubaruPartsDeals.com, your online retailer for genuine Subaru parts. Easy to navigate website. You can search by model, year, and trim, or you can simply type in your VIN number to easily find the parts you need for your Subaru. Or you can shoot them a call or an email, and their staff will be glad to help you figure out what parts you need for your DIY Subaru repair projects. As a big thanks to you viewers, SubaruPartsDeals.com has offered up a promo code Mr. Subaru in all caps, good for 15% off shipping of your order. SubaruPartsDeals.com, a Subaru genuine certified seller of parts for your Subaru vehicle. Anytime you get ready to do any repair on your Subaru, check them out, price them out. They got some of the best prices out there on Subaru genuine parts. All right guys, so one great thing about the TR580 is the ease of doing the valve body replacement compared to the TR690. The valve body's on top of the transmission in the TR580. It is underneath the transmission in the TR690. So we can do everything from here, topside in the engine bay. We don't have to get under the car until we change the CVT fluid. Remember guys, before starting any major repair, always loosen and remove the negative battery terminal. So guys, first thing we want to do is get the air intake duct here out of the way. We got 8mm worm gear clamps at either side. Now you should have a plastic push pin here. This one is missing. It's been replaced with a bolt and a nut. Down on the side of the silencer chamber here, there is a pinch clamp and a hose. You need to remove that as well. Then you should be able to remove the duct out of your way. Next, I want you to remove the throttle body. You've got one electrical pigtail here. Pinch the tab, wiggle the connector loose, tuck it out of the way. Then you have 4 10mm headed bolts holding the throttle body to the intake manifold. Down at the bottom of the throttle body, there are 2 coolant hoses, one in and one out. You need to pinch those off, pinch the squeeze clamps, and remove the hoses from the throttle body, and then pull the throttle body out, set it to the side. Pull back our clamps. Pinch off the coolant lines. This throttle body needs a good cleaning while we're in here. Now we need to remove our pitch stopper. .14mm headed bolt, 14mm nut. You're going to want to remove the ground. This one has broken free, so we're just going to route it out of our way. You're going to remove your 2 pigtails here on top of the transmission. Pull them back out of the way. You want to disconnect the vent hose from the pitch stop bracket there. Now you want to unbolt the pitch stop bracket from the transmission. Now we're going to remove the cover here. .10mm here, 10mm just down here, you'll see it. Now you want to remove this 10mm headed bolt holding this harness bracket in place, as well as this bolt here holding this grounding wire. Pop the gray connector off of the harness bracket. Disconnect the ground wire. And tuck this harness down beside and behind the starter. Out of the way. All right, now that that's done, we can finally take off our cover to access our valve body. Before we do that, we want to spray some brake parts cleaner around here. We want to take a blow nozzle and blow any dirt or debris out from around the corners here. We don't want any of that crud falling inside the transmission when we take that cover up. All right, guys, we should have 12 10mm headed bolts holding this top cover on. Once you've got all the fasteners out, you can carefully pry up on this cover. Remember, it's aluminum, so don't go too hog wild. You can kind of get your pry bar under this here bolt head and help break it free. Luckily, living here in the rust-free South, it comes up pretty easily. I've seen some people on YouTube with cars in the North doing this repair, and these covers get good and well stuck. There are alignment dowels here, and I believe there's one at the back, and corrosion gets in there and sticks that cover. But luckily for me, my cover came right off. So carefully pull this cover back. You're gonna have a wiring harness in here you're gonna need to disconnect. Careful, careful. You don't wanna drop any trash in here. There's a green connector here. All right, got that connector free. Pull our cover out. That's our connector there we were getting at. So we'll set our cover to the side. Go ahead and carefully pop up the old gasket. I see this dirt dauber nest back here. I'm gonna push it back off the back side of the transmission so none of that dirt can fall inside. We are gonna do a CVT fluid replacement after we do this, but you still wanna minimize garbage and debris and dirt getting in the transmission. Subaru actually has a special tool for installing these valve bodies, and that special tool essentially is a big old sheet of plastic with a hole in it, made just to the size of the transmission. You tape it up under the hood here, and it's supposed to keep all the garbage from falling into the transmission, although it kind of seems like it just makes a funnel of plastic to funnel anything that falls in the engine bay directly into the transmission. So our old gasket is off. Toss that to the side in the garbage. And now we can get to work on removing our old valve body. All right, guys, now we can go ahead and remove the 9 bolts that hold the valve body in place. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all of the black-headed or gray-headed bolts, the silver with a 10 here and the silver with a 10 here. All right, now we can lift our old failed valve body out of the engine bay, but just be warned that CVT fluid will pour out. So have the means necessary to capture it. Or you'll have a giant mess to clean up in the engine bay. All right, and with our old valve body lifted out of there, we're gonna go ahead and wipe up just a little bit here of CVT fluid that spilled out. And back here are 2 O-rings. We need to replace those O-rings before we install our new valve body assembly. Now, you can see one right here, and then there's one right here just behind this air conditioning line. Sorry I can't give you a better shot of that. But you just want to pluck both of them out. Be careful, don't drop them down inside the transmission. And there they are, both of those O-rings. All right, guys, now we can install the 2 new O-rings. Both of them are 806912200. You're gonna want to lube them up with a little bit of CVT fluid. Make sure they're firmly in the divot. Speaking of the Subaru special tool, it's actually included with the valve body. I just now found it opening the box. Obviously you don't need it if you're very careful, but it is recommended, and there is your part number. Again, just a big sheet of plastic. So now we can go ahead and grab our new valve body assembly. Part number is 31825AA052. And now we will very carefully move it into place. We do not want to bump those O-rings or disturb them while bringing this valve body in. We just want to bring it in and set it down as easily and smoothly as possible without crushing, pinching, or rolling those O-rings. Now that we got the new valve body in place, go ahead and temporarily tighten the 2 silver bolts. Now you can install the 7 black bolts. Go ahead and run those down. Okay, now starting from the inside and working your way out, torque the black bolts to 9 Newton meters. Don't run them all down at once, kind of sneak up on them. Now you can go ahead and torque the silver bolts to 9 Newton meters as well. Go back and check all your black bolts again, make sure they're still at 9 Newton meters. All right, so now what you want to do is take some brake parts cleaner on a rag and go around the sealing surface here, make sure it is nice and clean and free of any residue. There are 2 small ovals here and directly across. You'll see the ovals cut out of the gasket. You're going to want to put a little bit of 3-bond adhesive sealant or equivalent, which would be ultra gray or ultra black from Permatex. All right, now for our new gasket, which is a 31338AA020. Our sealing surface has been thoroughly cleaned with a razor blade and brake parts cleaner to get rid of any residue from any spilled CVT fluid. Go ahead and put the new gasket down on the alignment dowels. Now, as I said before, we need a little bit of 3-bond or equivalent, which would be Permatex Ultra Gray or Ultra Black, right here in these 2 little ovals. So we'll take a little dab on our finger and put in that oval. On both sides of the gasket. You don't need 10 tons of this stuff because remember it will squish out when we put that plate on there and torque it down. So try to minimize the amount that spreads and goops out from the sides. Now, same as with the transmission sealing surface, we want to make sure that the pan sealing surface is completely cleaned and free from any CVT fluid, any residue, any old sealant. Brake parts cleaner in a rag, wipe it down, make sure it is nice and dry and clean. All right, now that our cover is nice and clean and dry, I'm gonna come down here and plug our valve body connector back in to the new valve body. Push it in until we hear that nice click. We know that it is locked in and connected securely. Now carefully slide your cover back and set it straight down on those alignment dowels. Press it down and go ahead and install the 12 10mm headed bolts. All right, now that you got all 12 of the 10mm headed bolts in the cover, go ahead and torque these bolts to 8 Newton meters. good idea to go around in a circle once again and make sure they're all torqued to 8 Newton meters. All right, now we can grab our harness that we tucked behind the starter and pull that back up and hook our gray connector back on. To that bracket. Tighten the harness bracket back down in place and tighten and reinstall the ground wire. You can reinstall the little protective fire blanket, insulation blanket. You can plug in our 2 transmission connectors. We can reinstall our transmission pitch stopper mount. We can put our vent tube back into place. We could hook up our ground if it was still connected. Reinstall the pitch stopper. All right, guys, now we can put our nice cleaned up throttle body on. And our gasket looks like it's in good condition, so it should be fine to reuse and seal back up just fine. But it would be advisable to go ahead and replace that O-ring for the throttle body seal. Torque for these bolts is 10 Newton meters. Reinstall the electrical pigtail. All right, now that we got that done, we can go ahead and reinstall our air intake duct. Don't forget to install your hose on the side. Slide up over the throttle body and onto the air box. Put your plastic push pin here. Tighten up the 8mm worm gear clamp here. And your 8mm worm gear clamp here. Reattach your negative battery terminal. And you're all set with the replacement of your valve body. All right, guys, and there you have it. How to replace a failed valve body assembly in a TR580 CVT. Now, you could go ahead and drive the car as is. You shouldn't really have an issue, but it is advisable to go ahead and drain and refill your CVT fluid and do a CVT learn procedure, which we will be doing in the next video, so be sure to stick around for that one. Thank you once again so much to SubaruPartsDeals.com for donating the parts for this video, for this car, and for Brian and his family. They thank you immensely, and so do I. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next one.